The UK joined the predecessor of the EU in 1973. Despite the growth of the EU, with countries realizing that unification in strength, the Britons voted in 2016 to leave the EU. How the Brexit came about. By a referendum in 1975, the British voters chose to stay in the EEC, predecessor of the EU. They didn't choose to adopt the euro in 2001 because they loved their currency, the British pound. Now they choose to leave the EU for the same chauvinistic reasons. As you can see, the Brexit voters only won with a difference of 3.8%. 70% of Britons without any qualifications voted leave. This led to the speculation that Brexit could have been prevented if only Britons received slightly more education. After reigning 11 years as a Prime Minister, he made the mistake to call a referendum. He resigned after the devastating result of the 2016 referendum. Just think how a referendum could influence such a major decision. Theresa May took over in 2016 as a Prime Minister after Queen Elizabeth II asked her to form a new government. Unfortunately, May couldn't convince the Parliament nor her own Conservative Party. Exit for May after 3 years in 2019. The rascal Boris Johnson, the former mayor of London, became the third Prime Minister in a 3-year time span. Unconventional, with a bad hairdresser, became a corona patient before realizing the significance of the virus. Could he possibly underestimate the consequences of the Brexit as well? If we have learned anything from Brexit, it's that Nigel Farage, an activist and a populistic attention seeker, can turn a fringe idea into a national moral panic. In fact, he is bad news. Do the Britons think that foreigners took over their country and therefore subject to cynical jokes? Do they deserve laughter from other member states? The Brexit tales and fake news have done their work. Many disappointed Leave voters regret their vote and are ashamed. The truth is that pulling up the drawbridge and quitting the EU will not enhance national sovereignty. Although Brexit would bring some clear-cut advantages, the UK might well find itself a scratchy outsider with somewhat limited access to the single market, almost no influence, and few friends. The EU provides the UK with a third of its food. This food security and the just-in-time delivery systems are easily disrupted by leaving the EU. The stock exchange and the pound-to-euro exchange rates can drop significantly. These multitude of problems that food systems face need to be addressed. Businesses already struggling with the COVID-19 will be forced to deal with a mountain of new bureaucracy in the middle of a deep recession. The government estimates that from 2021, there will be over 400 million of extra customs checks a year on goods going to and from the EU. British companies trading with Europe will have to fill in an extra 215 million customs declarations a year post-Brexit. And this bureaucracy burden will cost British businesses around £7 billion a year, according to government officials. Michel Barnier, the chief negotiator of the EU, wants one deal with one governance arrangement and has ruled out any sectoral deals, while the UK wants to negotiate separate agreements covering different sectors. Rather than sectoral deals, the EU wants a broad agreement with 3 components: governance framework to manage relationships and disputes, economic partnership covering trade provisions, and internal and external security cooperation, including law enforcement, police cooperation, and security and defense cooperation. Before mentioned negotiations will be tough. The UK might win relatively small things like the fishery treaty, but can lose important trade deals. They can have a higher fishing quota, but need to pay a higher export tariff to sell it to their customers. the EU member states. On the 23rd of December 2020, an ultimate attempt of the EU and UK negotiators finally hit the bullseye. A deal of more than 1,000 pages will be ratified by the EU member states, just in time before the final deadline. It will be overtime at the British ministries. A total of 759 treaties have to be renegotiated. The first step was made on the 23rd of December, where a partial deal was agreed between the UK and the EU. Wise entrepreneurs already anticipated on the changes without the UK as a EU member state. Still, many Dutch entrepreneurs have to deal with hardship for losing the advantages of freedom of trade, movement and tariffs between the Netherlands and the UK. Ursula von der Leyen shows Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson the way out of the building, Commission and European Union. Oh, and Boris, don't forget to bring your flag home with you. Bye-bye. Many member states face Eurosceptic opposition at home. To tackle this, they need to show that leaving the EU leaves the UK worse off than being a member state. Many member states also have specific objectives for their relationship with the UK to be sorted out.